Stranger Things Season 5 debuted this past Wednesday, Volume 1, which was 4 episodes. I watched one episode a day from Wednesday to Saturday, as I wanted to savor the experience. More power to you if you binged all the episodes in one night, but that's not how I like to watch shows. The tough part is avoiding spoilers for a few days, but thankfully social media's algorithm didn't ruin it for me. I'm actually not going to get into super deep story spoilers in this review. I'll just be talking about things on a surface level like a normal review. The lead up to this season's debut felt like the biggest TV show debut in my lifetime, for good reason. Stranger Things has been a signature cultural phenom since its debut in 2016, and the 4 total seasons have left a lot to be invested in, whether it's the characters and the story. Most importantly, Season 5 was billed as the final season, rightfully so. As much as I, and obviously most of the world, enjoy the series, by the end of Season 4, it showed that all roads were headed to a finale, in the group from Hawkins, Indiana versus the power of Vecna and the world of the Upside Down. With the trailers, merchandise in the stores, and just the power of the series in general, you couldn't help but be excited. For the record, I actually did not watch any trailers for Season 5. I had already started my marathon of the series a few months ago when the marketing campaign started, and I just relished the opportunity for a fresh experience devoid of any spoilers or trailers ruining things. In Stranger Things Season 5, the Hawkins gang worked together to find and kill Vecna, or Henry, or One, depends on what you want to call him, in order to save the world from the power of the Upside Down. Naturally, the biggest difference with this season compared to its predecessors is how there's no waiting for the characters to take action in the story. Any true sense of normal is gone, with the gang knowing the looming presence of Vecna, Hawkins under lockdown, and add on top of that military forces still on the hunt to kill 11. It reminded me of the Harry Potter films, where by the time you get to Deathly Hallows Part 1, there's no more effing around and everything the characters do is with the purpose of being ready for the final battle. There's obviously a ton of characters to juggle at this point, but I thought it was very impressive how everyone had their time to shine. It helps that these are long episodes, but I thought it was great that most importantly everyone felt purposeful within the story. There's no one in the background here just collecting a paycheck. Everyone's got something meaningful to contribute here. A tactic that I liked that was used throughout most of the first 4 episodes was the character pairings we saw. Certain duos get an extended amount of time together on certain missions, and the task brought out some noteworthy character moments. Eleven and Hopper had the most duo time together. It was nice because those two had minimal time together since Season 2, and it's important to see how their father-daughter relationship has developed. I don't know if that whole bullying harassment thing was true between David Harbour and Millie Bobby Brown. They seemed to laugh off those rumors at the red carpet premiere. Regardless of what's true and not, they're a nice pair together on the show. The most tense-filled duo was finally having Steve and Jonathan have extended time together. And well, it doesn't exactly bring out each other's best self, given their romantic history with Nancy. But I loved how you could feel that tension, awkwardness, and neither character holding back on how they feel. It's how 2 dudes would act who the same girl, and she chose and left one for another. It's been my favorite subplot so far, and looks to have a very interesting ending given the little surprise Jonathan is holding back. Gotta say, I wasn't expecting the story to go there. For as tense and ugly-ish as Steve and Jonathan's interactions have rightfully gotten, the opposite of true for the best extended pairing we saw, and that was Will Byers and Robin, Rockin' Robin here. Those 2 characters I'm pretty sure never uttered a word to each other, nor would I be surprised if they never shared the same frame. But through a few circumstances, they end up working together and have a few heart-to-heart moments. Given the obvious connection and similarity between the two, and if it isn't obvious, you're a f***ing idiot given where Will's story went in Season 4. Regardless, because of this connection or similarity, these conversations were super heartfelt, especially the conversation the two have in Episode 4, Robin's pep talk conversation. And no lie, I thought it was one of the best moments of the entire series. It really had you rooting for Will, who was easily at his best in Season 5. Most would agree he felt like an afterthought in season 3 and 4, mainly because personality-wise, he's just not that interesting a personality compared to everyone else. And when he's not trapped in the Upside Down or spazzing out because of the Mind Flare, it's kind of easy to forget about Zombie Boy. But season 5 is where the character has rightfully gotten his due. It definitely comes with an obvious wow moment by the time you get to episode 4. Speaking of getting their due, I thought it was nice they finally gave Nancy and Mike's little sister, Holly, a meaningful role as opposed to the background character she's previously been. I also didn't mind the Derek character either. He was annoying at first, intentionally so, but I ended up not minding him in the role he played in the story. I do have mixed feelings on Max's inclusion so far. I felt season 4 chickened out on having her story end in a really powerful way, so the real test was going to see if her story was worth continuing in season 5. The surprise moment she had was cool, but so far nothing shown makes it seem worth it that her story continued, although we're still far from the ultimate payoff with her. The journey of working towards this season and story's ultimate payoff puts the gang in some interesting situations in order to deal with Vecna. I thought the best sequence was a trap everyone lays out for the Demogorgon in a suburban home. When you ultimately see this plan in action, I just thought, wow, that was cool, and some amazing Home Alone type planning. Although I will say the steps these characters took to put this plan in action, whether it was knocking out a family, breaking and entering, or destroying a home, I just thought, y'all some f***ing criminals. I've just never been a fan of this moments, whether it's the multiple times the characters steal cars in the previous seasons, or right here where they really destroy someone's house. Another thing I've never been a big fan of in this series, and it continued here in season 5, is the giant leaps in detective work characters are able to use in order to solve mysteries and dilemmas. It's continuously pretty damn repetitive when the group of characters are talking in a circle about an impossible situation or mystery, but one character brings up something that sparks the perfect solution to a mystery. And basically every character has these moments as if they're goddamn Sherlock Holmes or Velma. These are the only moments that had me continuously rolling my eyes, just because there ended up being so many of them. Although it is what moves the story forward, so you gotta take the good with the bad. The good is that it leads these characters to get into some pretty tense situations. And these sequences had my eyes glued to the TV thinking, uh-oh. The Demogorgon scene in the Wheeler house, plus 11 and Hopper's encounters with the military, were the kind of moments where you could not relax, as I was continuously expecting the worst for the characters. The final section involving the military base gave me that classic Mission Impossible type feel, of a complex plan where one hiccup leads to another, but that's what makes it thrilling to see play out. Vecna's big moment did have that Thanos kind of feel with the appropriate build-up to the series' bad guy. I did like his new look, even if it was a little over the top. But as has been the case for the other seasons, the best bad guys are actually the regular human characters. I was super invested in those parts where Dustin was dealing with the rest of the jocks we saw in season 4. Them jocks ended up being some Stephen King type bullies who you absolutely hated. It was sad to see what happened to Dustin's character. He was such a lovable fun ball of energy in the previous seasons, but here the dude acts like he's been hitting that bottle hard since season 4. It was a weird direction they went with his relationship with Steve. They had such a great big brother little brother dynamic previously, but Dustin's new mopey and angry personality leads to a lot of ugly yelling arguments between the two, with me continuously thinking or asking, please shut the f*** up. But them military guys were some real assholes too, making it easy to root against them. Whether it was their shoot first, ask questions never pursuit of 11, or the scenario in episode 4 where the Hawkins group has to deal directly with them. Linda Hamilton was a great addition here. I thought the show really stuck the landing with the ending section of episode 4. There was a wow and oh shit type factor behind the scenario the characters were in, and then the action that followed. If you've been craving some Demogorgon action, then season 5 was made just for you. But it did what a halfway point should, which is make you really invested for what's going to happen next, especially the whoa revelation you get to the end. but it was a great payoff. It helped season 5 of Stranger Things get off to an excellent start.
Excellent.
It's hard for me to imagine any fan being heavily disappointed by season 5's volume 1. All around, I thought it was pretty damn enjoyable. It's an interesting decision to have volume 2 release on Christmas Day. There's a lot to juggle on Christmas Day already, but I'll try to watch at least one episode and then catch the finale in theaters. Now that will be a can't miss experience. So that'll do it for this review of Stranger Things Season 5 Volume 1. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you for watching.